Hello, my name is Diana Ruiz. I am here with my teammates from the TechDive project. We are Team Nocturnals. We are in the software engineering track, and this is our video presentation for the project. We are going to start with a short walkthrough of our final project by Ahmed and Christian. Ahmed, take it away.
Thanks, Diana. Hi, everyone. This is Ahmed, and today we're going to present our COVID-19 reporting web application. So this is our main page for our website. It has a table that displays all the exams data. So it fetches all the exam records from our exam server. And for each exam, it takes the patient ID and also fetch this patient data, and then get the data back and combine it with the exams data, and then display each exam in one row in the table. Yeah, so this is how the table works.
I'll be taking over a little bit to explain the UI a little bit and the functionality. Now, if you can click on one of these exams, you can get the picture and you can actually search this table. And we have a dynamic counter up here that will update once it refreshes. And then here we go. And this is the admin page. If you click on the gear, if you click on edit list, we can edit or delete. Let's just edit this first one. Let's just change it to 11, 45. Let's just make a quick save right here. And we got the 45 right here. You can cancel the edits. And let's say if I want to delete one of these, I see 2 right here. I'm going to delete this one. Let me see, we've deleted that record. Let's say if I wanted to create an exam, I have some data right here. Select this and hit add, and we see it is a new record at the bottom here. And this page also works for the filtering. Let me try and filter something else, lungs, and the patient ID page.
Yeah, so when we click on the patient ID, it displays the page for this patient. So if you look at the URL above, it has the ID for this patient. And this page displays all the patient's data and also all the exams that is related to this patient. So it filters the table and only display the exams for this patient. And we also have the ability to search through these exams. And if we go back and then if we click on the exam ID, so this will open up the exam page, and this page display more information about the exams and also information about the patient for this exam. And if we want to add if we want to edit some data, we can click on edit, and we can edit the age, sex, BMI, and then when we click save, and then we click OK. Yeah, so here we go. So the data is now edited and we have the new data back. Yeah.
Next up, we're going to share individual contributions to the final project, and we're going to start with Ahmed.
Thanks, Diana. So for me, I helped setting up the environment for our project. I designed the data modeling for our database, and I worked with my teammate Robin for building the server-side code, like connecting to the Mongo database and building the REST API for how the server should receive the requests from the front end and respond to it. I also worked with my teammates Diana, Christian, and Robin for creating all the requests, like get, post, patch, and delete requests from the front end to connect to the back end.
I'm Christian. I was responsible for creating and implementing the table into the project, making sure I was able to hook up with the backend. So when you click things like delete and edit and all those things, it was user responsive, and it would be able to you click on it and work with the implemented code. I was responsible for also making sure that it matched the Figma design and was responsible across browsers.
Hello, my name is Ruben Ruiz. As Ahmed stated earlier, I had helped in building the backend and ensuring that the front end was able to send requests via the API to our backend. I had worked on the add, update, and the delete function, and overall, I had helped manage the readability and size of our project to make sure we didn't have any unused files, and ensured that our code looked nice so that in case we had to go back, and manager, or if anybody else looked at our code, they would be able to understand what we were doing.
I'm Diana, and I function as the ops lead or project manager for the team. I help the team schedule meetings, decide on next steps, and just in general make sure everyone was up to date on where we were at with the project. Additionally, I helped with the exam page and the patient page, as well as with the edit functionality of the exam page on the front end.
Hello, my name is Jayla. I worked on the security aspect of our project, which was part of one of the stretch goals. It dealt with a bit of front end and back end to implement JWT authentication, and it was to implement authentication and authorization to the project. It was one of the aspects that would have been finished if we had been given more time.
Hi, my name is Khalid, and I was individually responsible for one of the stretch goals that was exporting the COVID-19 patient data into a CSV file, and then making a JavaScript code that was friendly to the server that would allow for the COVID-19 data to be read in plain English.
Great, thank you everyone. Next, Ruben and Christian are going to describe how they approached the challenge and maybe one or two things that we wanted to accomplish with the final submission. Ruben.
Thank you. Again, my name is Ruben, and originally when we had started, I had very limited experience in building a website, and I had never used the MERN stack. So at that point, I thought to myself, all right, I definitely want to be able to use the MERN stack more, given that it is a very substantial stack. It is very relevant in today's tech. And also I wanted to be able to say, I can look at a website, I can build components, and I can do all these things myself. So the way that I had done that is I had worked very closely with some of my teammates who had definitely had more knowledge than myself, kind of like a mentor and apprentice approach. They had coded with me, and I had watched them work. And I also utilized Pluralsight through Hack Diversity that had a lot of good tutorials and very well thought out examples that could help me work through the MERN stack and website building, specifically using React. All in all, I think I learned a lot, and I definitely think I accomplished my goals by the end.
Hi, I'm Christian. My piece for the project was implementing the table. And what was really challenging about it was I didn't know anything about React. And it was a lot of long nights of just looking at the documentation and going on YouTube and pounding my head against the table. But, it was fun. I went from like a regular table to like divs, and then the Figma design came out. So I had to learn a different way to do it, since tables were really, there wasn't really a lot of functionality to it. And then I learned about the use table within the React API. So I did npm install in that. And then it allowed for a lot of cool features to be implemented. And overall, I think I really got what I wanted by the end of the project. It was responsive across all browsers, and I was able to match the Figma design to what I think is a really good level. And I'm really proud of it.
Great. Thank you both. We're going to move to the next question. And for this one, Ahmed and I will share as well. What was the biggest obstacle we encountered, either technically or collaborating as a team? And how did we overcome that? So let me start with Ahmed. Ahmed, you want to share that with us?
Yes, thanks, Diana. So for me, I think the biggest obstacle that we faced during our project was managing the project through GitHub. So sometimes we were working on multiple branches, and then when we try to merge these branches to main, there are some conflicts, and we spent some time trying to solve these conflicts. So I think this was the biggest obstacle. Yeah.
For me, the biggest obstacle I encountered was in collaborating as a team. Being the ops lead was difficult to have everyone be new to each other. So not only did I not know their strengths and weaknesses when it came to technical skills, but I also was completely new to their personality. So I had very little time to really read and understand how much time, how much enthusiasm everyone brought to the team, and just work with that. But at the end, we were able to even go beyond the basic requirements of the project. So I think it was a successful experience, and I'm very grateful for it. Lastly, we're going to have Jayla and Khalid share with us what they would have done differently if they had more time or if they were starting the project from the beginning. Jayla, you want to start?
Yeah, of course. So what I would have done differently if approaching the project from the beginning was definitely pick the stretch goal earlier. Even though it is a stretch goal, I think authentication and just security, adding security onto a project is very important. And I would have had more time for it. Another thing is just not underestimating the learning curve. I came pretty unprepared. I had not worked with JavaScript before, and this was also my first time working with a stacked framework. So there was a lot of Googling, a lot of questions that I had to ask. So yeah, I probably would have spent more time on that.
If I could do something different, I probably would try to get more hands-on with another part of the project. I think that JavaScript is probably one of my strengths, and I think it would have been really interesting if I could have tried to apply myself in something like more working with like the web design and things like that. I think that would have made for a much bigger learning experience for me, and that's probably something I would have did different if I could start over.
Great, thank you everyone. This concludes our video presentation. We hope you enjoyed it and definitely let us know if you have any comments or questions about our project. Thank you.